Okay, so this video is going to be on dark-skinned mixed race people and the idea that they basically try to use the same terminology as black people, yet they don't. Some of these platforms don't want to be seen as black people, but you're using the same terminology as black people, same discernment as black people. You say you don't want to be treated like black people, yet you are saying you are light-skinned. This is a good example because it's like you are saying that you are light-skinned and you are using the standard of black people to determine light skin. And it's like, okay, you do understand that Asians, Hispanics, white people even, and I know people never pay attention to white people. If you pay attention to certain things, one, there is a difference. Not all white people are light-skinned. Some are considered dark-skinned in their race. And also, they do deal with some color issues. I would say actually more than black people in respect to the people that are seen as ideal in their communities. I mean, you never have it where a black person isn't called a derogatory word, but a white person who is dark enough can have that happen. So, anyway, my perspective is on mixed people who are dark skinned. I find it's really weird that people always seem to think that dark skinned mixed people are light skinned because they use the standards of black people. And this is a major problem, a very major problem. See, the problem is this. When you have dark-skinned mixed people, will go to regular black people and say that they are mixed or something's different about them because we have the same skin tone. But they don't manage to realize they are dark-skinned. So compared to other mixed people, they're kind of on the dark end of this. Well, they are on the dark end of this. And that's why they're the same complexion as a black person. They're not the norm of mixed people unless a major thing with these people is this. I'd love to use an example. We could use Halsey. We could use Sophie Lionel. We could use other people. I just use one example of one individual. I don't really want to name him in this situation. I'm going to do a video on him, but I'm not going to name him. His kid is like that too. Guess what they all have in common, these mixed people? They come from black people who are not dark-skinned. Dark-skinned black people create a special kind of mixed people, okay? They create a special dark-skinned black people. Mixed people. And when they have black children, they have a special kind of dark-skinned black people too, And this is a major thing in my last channel, what freaked the hell out of the golden community, because I specifically told many of them that they were dark. And the reason I did that was because I was saying you come from dark-skinned people, and this is why you're so dark in comparison to your mixed race counterparts. And then the reason I point this out is because usually these people are that way because, they have certain qualities about them that is problematic. One, they come from the dark-skinned black people who may have some issues with themselves as far as skin tone and being dark-skinned. You have to understand, people who are not dark-skinned, they usually don't have issues with their skin tone because someone who isn't dark-skinned is literally a complexion as the same as someone who is not black. So if someone hated being black and they were not dark skinned, their skin tone would not be an issue for them because their skin tone is the same as other people who are not even black. You know, light skinned people and brown skinned people, and light brown skinned people especially, can easily have the same complexion. If they don't show their face, for example, most of the time, people aren't going to know that they're black. Especially light brown skin and lighter. Brown skin is arguable because there's a lot of people who I would think are dark skinned, but they call themselves brown skin, and I don't care. I respect what they call themselves. So anyway, my point in this is why these people have a color issue with themselves, because they get it transferred from dark-skinned people who might have those insecurities. Now, I'm not saying every dark-skinned black person has issues with their skin tone. I'm saying some do. And they do transfer it to the mixed person who is now not light-skinned, by the way. They're still not light-skinned because compared to mixed people, compared to if I had a mixed child, compared to if, like I said, Halsey, Sophia, Lionel, so forth, compared to those people, they are not anywhere near their complexion or phenotype. Most of the time when a light-skinned black person has a child, their kids are usually white passing in skin tone. As you can tell, my examples kind of show that. You know, Chantel Jeffries, a lot of other people, you can tell their skin tone is either very close to white skin, if not just white passing, or maybe overlapping with white skin. So my point in making this video is just, it bothers me because, like I said, it affects people who aren't dark-skinned. Light brown-skinned people, we get affected by this the most because we have mixed people, our color, who will go to us and say, like, assume we're mixed simply because they turned out dark and mixed. Because it kind of makes sense. Of course you're dark and mixed because your parent is dark and black. You know, it doesn't just go away just because you have white in you. You're still from that darker end of what you are. So that's basically all I wanted to say in this video. I just feel like people don't really pay attention to this. They don't make a distinction. People try and act like mixed race people who are, like Halle Berry's color, are actually light-skinned. But they're not light-skinned in comparison to mixed people. They're not even light-skinned compared to averagely mixed people, like average complexions. I would say average complexions are like Alicia Keys, Zendaya Coleman, and Paula Patton. Those people are pretty much average, They're not even that. People like Kat Graham, people like Halle Berry, Saweetie, those people are like literally my shade twins. And I've always thought, if you are similar to a light brown skinned person in complexion, there is no such thing as light skin for you if you are mixed. You're not even medium, because medium was supposed to be the average complexion for what you are. It always is. It's that way for Asians, Hispanics, white people, black people. It would mean that for mixed people too. And also, one other thing I want to say. Like I said, how are you supposed to be using black standards to determine whether you're light-skinned or not? Yet, at the same time, when you compare yourself to what you are, you always turn out as a dark-skinned person. Because you are dark-skinned. You're dark for what you are. And if you don't want to be black, this is one time I'm willing to admit, you're different, obviously, that you have more white in you. So then, obviously, the propensity of your skin tone is going to be different. your commonality, the common complexion you're going to have is going to be different from someone who is, black. So, to me, it's just like, a light brown skinned black person is on the lighter end of being a black person. You look at black people who are just black, or 80% black, or 90% black, and most of them are actually a lot darker than a light brown complexion. Because, that's just how it is. The propensity of us being light brown is it's a lesser option. We're on the lighter end of the spectrum. That doesn't mean we're light-skinned. I don't consider it that, but we're definitely not dark-skinned. And if you split it up between dark and light, we'd just be light. Thankfully, we have a medium option, because that would be terrible for other reasons, and I don't really want to talk about it in this video. But my point in this video is just that I honestly think that mixed race people who come out caramel, who come out being around a 290 or 300 NT, are dark skinned. It's just what it is. You don't do a paper bag test on a mixed race person because they're mixed race. It's common logic here. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. I am making this video in response to like two other people who are dark-skinned mixed race people, I think. One is, and the other one I'm not sure. But I just am like, own your identity. I know you guys hate being dark-skinned and hate the fact that that's what you are in comparison to other people. That's why you try to go back into the black race to feel better about being dark-skinned. But, I mean, let's be real. Obviously, you are dark for a mixed person. This is why these are the types of people that people laugh at for being mixed, because everyone's like they don't look mixed. Oh, I didn't know. But thanks for watching. Bye.